What's going on, guys? My name's Spence,
And I'm Mitch.
and we're two brothers that really love King of the Hill. And today we are finally finishing season two with one of King of the Hill's very few two-parter episodes, the propane boom.
So season two really goes out with a bang.
Yes, quite literally. And this episode, I think, is a classic that probably many of us remember forever. It's pretty tough to forget this episode. But when I was rewatching this for review, I was just reminded like there are King of the Hill episodes that are darker than this, but this is one of the darkest for sure. This is one of the darkest episodes just because watching Hank lose his job and his livelihood and struggle to support his family is extremely depressing. Watching it as an adult, less so as a kid. And also, this is one of the very few, particularly of its times, animated sitcoms that actually kills off a character. Hank's trying to find some, what is he trying to find batteries, I believe. This guy just won't tell him where the batteries are. He just keeps guessing the aisle.
That's Buckley's buddy Ron.
Oh, Ron, speaking of Buckley, he may or may not be too long for this world.
But he's everyone's favorite character.
I know, they really rolled the dice by eliminating him. It really pulled on some heartstrings.
I love when Con was crying at Buckley's funeral.
He was like the only one.
It was like right out of left field too.
He's like, I love that kid like a son. So we got Luann here studying for her beauty school as usual. This is a very important plot for the early seasons. And I like Luann's little joke where she says that her senior citizen is too small. She'd like to get a new one. And also this bitch here where she basically makes her sit around until the check comes for her beauty school tuition.
I can't believe that tactic actually worked.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to pull off these days, though.
Yeah, for sure.
We get some loving interaction between Luann and Buckley, where she says she needs $300 for her beauty school tuition, and Buckley says that I've only got $400 and that's going to my new trampoline. My trampoline I have now is good, but
It could always get one better.
and this is also a funny gag. This episode, despite its dark nature, has a lot of funny moments where Hank is watching a woman's hygiene product commercial.
Boots Bobby out of the room. Did you ever actually listen to any Chuck Mangione stuff?
Never once in my life.
Songs are really long.
Yeah, I bet. He seems like a self-centered kind of guy.
I listened to the classic King of the Hill Chuck Mangione song, and it's like 9 minutes long.
Good old Chuck informs us that now propane is going to be at Megalomart, and obviously people are freaking out. This was the time back in the day where everyone thought Walmart was the evil realtor, evil empire that was
It
going to buy
killed
up all the
Main Street.
businesses. Yeah, they killed Main Street. And then Amazon came along and killed Walmart.
Walmart's hanging tough.
I guess that's true. Yeah, it's hanging tough. And now Amazon and Walmart are the two competitors. But I just think that it's funny how time has evolved in that way. Mr. Strickland's new system to get all the customers back is service with a hug. Hank's hug.
He really went above and beyond.
That's true. For Hank, that is basically torture.
Torture for me too. I'd hate that.
It would not be a lot of fun.
I love you.
Yeah, he walks out because they can't afford Megalomart's prices. And now we have the ultimate humiliation for Hank, where he goes to Megalomart to try and pump up Strickland propane.
Look at how bustling the Megalomart's propane department is.
I know they obviously are able to get everybody to come in by undercutting the prices, but Hank learns, unfortunately, that Buckley is the propane department manager because they didn't want him making keys anymore.
I always
So,
liked that animation of the burger grill in there.
yeah, that's great attention to detail. And of course, Dale, as always, betrays Hank. Still quite jumps the fence. It's so wild that Hank is friends with Dale after he's betrayed him so many times.
Time and time again.
Yeah, Hank's trying to figure out how he's going to save Strickland propane, and he's got a real doozy of an idea, but we'll get to that. Luann is asking Hank for some money, and Hank and Peggy for some money, and unfortunately, they're not in a position to provide.
No, not with Megalomart in town.
And I'm going to pause this for a second here and show you the wonderful music here of this guy, Zanfir, who is actually a real artist. I'll play you 30 seconds, and I'm going to put this in the video too. Show you 30 seconds of this guy. It's something else.
30 seconds of Zanfear.
Okay, here we go. Okay, you get the picture. That's all I'm gonna subject you to. But
I love the pan flute.
it's actually a pretty underrated instrument for sure. But I just find it hilarious that this guy's a real artist. He's a Romanian pan flutist, one of the world's apparently most well-renowned.
Flautist? Is it flutist or flautist?
That's a question for the philosophers. But unfortunately, Hank's genius idea of bringing on Zanfear is not enough to save Strickland propane from the dumps.
Strickland's gonna shut down the branch.
Yeah, and let Hank go. Like I said, especially watching this as an adult, it's hugely depressing.
Yeah, he didn't really pay attention to Hank losing his job the first time around.
Yeah, you don't really care about that. As a kid, it doesn't seem like a big deal.
But you definitely remember Boomhauer's phone call to 911, though.
Oh, yeah. That was the perfect note to end the episode and the season on.
I think that's like a top 3 Boomhauer gag.
Oh, absolutely. And we got, I like the solo quote here.
I don't want them. You can have them. Boy, you get a lot of batteries for $4. Bastards!
Oh, and this one I always thought Hank was going way too far by dumping out. That's not doing anything to Megalomart.
Yeah, exactly. You've already bought.
Not your stuff.
You've already shelled out the money. Megalomart doesn't care at all. And Peggy is here in full crisis mode, planning for the worst, trying to keep the family afloat while Hank try and finds a new job. He's not having it that she's actually had this at the back of her mind. You've always got to have a plan for a crisis. I was thinking here, what time of the day it is that both Hank and Bobby are at home, but Peggy is at work. These guys,
The pyramid scheme boys.
selling steak knives, yeah. And Hank sees through them so quickly. Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a sign of the times because I don't remember anything like this happening when I was growing up.
No, there's lots of it now, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the whole pyramid schemes have gotten a little more sophisticated these days. And they have all kinds of meme cryptocurrency coins that are basically pyramid schemes.
We won't be selling the steak knives. You.
Yeah, I know.
What's in the box?
All right, Eager Beaver, it's time for us to tell you. Inside each of these boxes are 24 smaller boxes filled with dreams.
Oh, God, we're not selling steak knives, are we?
Not we. You.
It's wild. And Luann here is just poor Hank getting piled on humiliations here. That Buckley said he was going to hire Luann in the propane department, and she's studying up for the exam.
I learned what a BTU was because of this episode.
I learned a lot from King of the Hill. Let's be real here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fine educational resource. The only thing I remember about this part is Bill's little jab at Hank, where he goes, "You got a fine man looking after you, Hank."
I couldn't resist either if I was Bill.
Oh, yeah. Real low hanging.
For sure.
And we here have the second friend trying to jump over the fence. Boomhauer is the only one that manages to avoid Hank's wrath in this episode.
Boomhauer avoids Hank's wrath, but Hank got Boomhauer's wrath one time.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Boomhauer's a pretty chill guy, so throws the sandwich at her. I remember I was watching this with my daughter, and she asked why he did that. Like, why do you throw the sandwich at her? Oh, poor Hank, watching daytime TV.
When I was sick when I was a kid, just how bad daytime TV was.
Oh, it was bad. Oh, man.
Terrible.
I remember our mom watched that soap opera. I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
what it was called. All My Children, I think
All
it
My
was.
Children.
And if you were sick, that was the only time you couldn't watch TV. Like, I'm beating you off to watch this.
Oh, it was so bad.
And then, yeah, you keep thinking that the humiliation for Hank can't get any worse. But now the ultimate humiliation where he's forced to join the beast that killed him.
Working for Buckley.
Buckley is your manager.
Oh, God. And it just gives that look, the look that Hank gives there. And it's just, I have a mortgage and a family, so
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
I gotta do it. Yeah. Horrifying, really.
It is. Luann here is saying, like, how you going to drive to work? I flushed your keys down the toilet. Give him the trainee tag.
It's one step worse.
Yeah.
There's Ron.
Yeah, this is Ron. Not exactly compelling characters.
I think Ron's Johnny Hardwick.
So instead of Hank actually doing his job, they got him setting up flyers and stuff like that, where Buckley manages the entire department. Peggy here tries to make Hank feel better by saying with the training tag, you can make all kinds of mistakes now. Poor Haggy doesn't know how to... Poor Haggy, wow. It's Hank and Peggy merged together. The monstrosity. But no, poor Peggy has no idea how to patronize Hank because he's never failed before.
I wish I was like that.
It's funny because Hank, like, really hasn't failed. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. It's all, I'd say more so Strickland's fault for not preparing for this eventuality. It's his boss's fault.
He could have done better damage control than service with the hugs, that's for sure.
He could have come up with something else.
Yeah.
Hank is unfortunately just drifting in the wind. I don't know what this scene. Oh, it fucking cracks me up. These two chicks are just, I don't know. I feel like they're super real.
Stephanie. Shut up. Shut up. Well, because she wants to stand next to him during the Chuck Mangione concert. Shut up.
Well, I think I'll go try and find the grown-up break room. Ladies?
I think that old guy likes you. Shut up. Shut up.
Just delusional.
Yeah, based on absolutely nothing. Hank's forced to be the greeter now. Tell the old man that America loves Megalomart, when obviously it does not.
This is where he's meets his band of mutineers.
Yeah, they're all old school professionals that used to run their own businesses, but got undercut by Megalomart. It's depressing because, yeah, this is a real life scenario for a lot of people at the time.
Yeah, it was before the age of people starting their own business with the internet, Etsy, and all of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's almost come around a little bit where now the small business owner has access to the internet and they can use that to undercut large retail stores in a lot of ways.
Access the same software.
Plus, they can niche down and offer their own specialized goods and stuff like that that you could never find at a Megalomart.
Not even with Ron or Buckley helping you either.
No, if Ron Buckley's helping you, you're going to be stuck in the maze forever. It'll be like some sort of horrible liminal space.
Buckley dragging the propane tank by the valve. Oh my God. That's
It's-
horrifying.
It is horrifying. And I think this is definitely part of the reason why Megalomart propane failed is because they didn't have professionals dealing with something that was so dangerous.
But the tanks have handles built in.
I know. You've got to be a next level incompetent. It's almost like, yeah, dragging it by the valve is the harder way to do it. You're making it
For sure.
harder for yourself for no reason.
And you couldn't even pick the thing up.
So Hank's now, what do they say? I can't remember exactly what they say. They're like, we're those guys at the queer rally or something like that. And then the other guys
Queer
like, "Oh,
Nation.
yeah, we're going to be the guys like Queer Nation. And then the other guys, or the Boston Tea Party. Everyone's like, yeah, well, we're that.
Boston Tea Party, yeah.
And yeah, their genius mutiny is to play a bunch of kazoos at Chuck Mangione's concert.
And hang a banner, too.
Oh, yeah, the hang banner, too, of course.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget that.
That is an integral part of the plan. Hank and Luann make up here, but not exactly. Luann's still holding a lot of bitterness, but she's really angry at Buckley, who she now says that she's going to break up with.
It's interesting that they left it on that note, too. The last thing she was going to do was break up with him.
They were seemingly angling to cut him out of the series. He definitely outlived his character arc. That's for sure. It was a very flat arc.
The replacement was so much better, too.
Hank distributing the weapons of mass disruption.
Remember, Hank, hum, don't blow. My wife would never let me bring home a kazoo. It would be too annoying.
It's like
Threw
trying
my
to sleep.
slide whistle away.
Oh, wow. That's unconscionable.
I was getting out of hand, though.
So yeah, Luann here is breaking up with Buckley, and he just in typical Buckley fashion, doesn't care. But we see that there's something going on with the propane tank. There's something is awry here.
Yeah, the gas leak's a very scary thing.
Yeah, it's very hard to detect. And once something gets in the air, it's out there. Oh, there's the banner. And we're all building towards the climax here. We can all feel it coming.
They're just waiting for Hank to detect it. There it is.
Yeah, he smells that there's a gas leak, and boom. I wonder what caused it. We didn't see anybody light a
Spark
match.
it?
Yeah, we didn't see anybody spark it. And yeah, this is just terrifying. If you were there, right? As Luann's in there,
man,
Buckley's
yeah.
in there, Hank is in there. Yeah. Boomhauer's classic call to 911.
Man, run out there. I don't know if Chuck Mangione gonna be come down here.
Sir, you are going to have to speak more slowly. I cannot understand you.
Dang, oh, Megalo Mark had talked about them all. That it, boom.
They go boom, man.
Oh man, and that's how they end the season, right? They ended on an absolute cliffhanger.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Man, that must have been. They had to wait a whole freaking year to figure out what happened next. Yeah, man, absolutely wild episode, and definitely one to remember for sure.
the follow-up. Pretty good too, though.
Well, we'll be getting to the follow-up, but overall, man, like this is just a classic episode of King of Hill, quintessential episode of King of the Hill. There's very few things bad I can say about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9.5, almost a perfect score.
I was gonna give it a 9.
Nice, yeah. I'm trying to save my 10s for the real absolute bangers, and this is close. It's hard not to put it in the ultimate pantheon, but yeah, this is definitely one of the best episodes of King of the Hill that they ever produced. And what a way to end your season. I guess you really want to make sure people came back.
But finishing an animated series on a cliffhanger was kind of brand new at
Yeah.
that point in time.
Yeah, and so was killing off characters, even as underwhelming as Buckley.
The loss wasn't felt very hard.
No, it was not. The IMDb also loved this episode, gave it an 8.2, definitely in the upper echelon of
Huge for IMDb.
I know. Anytime you break that 8 threshold, it is
That's
huge.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, man, just a fantastic episode, a fantastic way to end the season. And I can't think of anything more to say about it. What about you, Mitch?
It was a great one. It spoke for itself for a lot of it.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll be back next week, or at least next time. We're deciding what we're going to do in between seasons. We still haven't quite figured it out, but we'll see.
It's gonna be good no matter what.
But either way, next time we review an episode, it's going to be the second part of the propane boom. So we're going to see what happens after the explosion and dealing with the aftermath.
Sounds good. And we'll see you then.
All right, guys, take her easy. Bye now.
You got yourself a good man there, Hank.
What did you just say, Bill?